That's right, it would be. Yeah.
Hi, neighbor.
Hello, how are
Hey, you
you?
don't work here anymore. Joyce,
That wasn't me, that's him.
you don't work here anymore.
I just came to see you.
Why would you do that?
I like you so much, I want to
Wow.
see you. How are you? Oh, thank you.
You got a little spot here. I am good, thank you. Oh, Danny, come on, let them stay. They can vote.
Yeah, right?
Here you go. Say what? I don't think so. I'm not planning on it. I would not like it.
You got the lights on the roof yet?
Camera's on. I got them in the garage, and every time I walk out,
That way I know when they call and say, blah, 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 I can say, oh,
I've
look,
started.
talk to radio.
Since it's been so
No,
nice
if
out.
there's anything that we're actually voting on.
that's what I was thinking about doing it Thursday. It's supposed to rain all day.
I did, I took this on my wrist, whether I did it or not.
Oh, right.
Library's open.
What is the proposed ordinance change?
Hello, Joanne.
Hi, all of the neighbors are here. The neighbors are here.
Okay. Yeah,
Did I?
Oh, he did.
No. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I found it. Mom had put them,
Oh, you
No, I
did?
haven't done anything yet. I do the ordinance after.
My
you
mom
get
had put them in the
the
apartment
provider.
down below. When we rent the apartment, I don't go with it, I use it for it.
Oh,
The
okay.
neighbor, she had put it in. It's been a
Oh.
long time since we put out that stuff.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah, well, yeah, I went out that way and looked
Lowest
at that for a long time. Yeah.
responsive bid.
Yeah.
So you write your request for proposal very narrowly. So you make sure.
Hi, Joyce.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good to see ya.
Thank
What
you.
response you want.
Because like you said, the school has to take the worst bit. If we have some variation.
What was it, just
Yeah, if you're
your
comparing
mom,
apples
the
to
one
apples,
that
you
usually
say
did it?
progressive, or none. You would say none, but.
So you can't do that, we don't have to.
Yep,
Yeah.
you don't have to. Yep, you can do a majority vote and say,
Mhm.
we're not
And
gonna accept.
with cattle and so forth, and so on, he didn't work every day.
Mhm.
But, he helped.
Oh.
Each is different.
Jim, that's
Yeah.
where you go, that's great.
Right, right. Well, that was a lot of work.
Yeah, it
You
was.
guys went a lot of work on that.
I don't know for sure.
A month ago, I think she has. I have a coat on top of a coat.
She's like a very frumpy sport background.
Thanks.
Cost extra for the night job. I mean, nights I pay more.
That could be at least $10 an hour extra for a coat tech. For each of the meetings, with different teams.
Sweater for Christmas.
I'll just vote present on that. But only in the meetings that I'm not here.
Right, just the second one each month.
He always says the meeting sees last week.
Everywhere else. You know. Who's first?
Use that, so I'm gonna send it.
In the Logan County RPC donation.
I can repair that. When they cancel it, they can vote on it. They usually have the radio on there. Do they? Yeah. Not very often.
Oh, psychic.
It changes every day. It changes.
You see, he makes
I, do
copies.
you guys do that for the school? You have times on things? The only reason, I mean, there's no statutory requirement. The only reason I would think that you would do it is just to let the public know.
How long are you?
Yeah, how long? Is this gonna be 20 minutes? Do you guys wanna stick around for 20 minutes? But there's nothing that I can see in the statute that says you're limited by what you say, or that you even have to keep track of that time.
They never say.
No, because there's no time limit.
Just a courtesy.
Mhm.
We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Tim Emmer,
Here.
Randy Higginbotham,
Here.
Aaron Phillips,
Here.
Dan Smock,
Here.
Brad Davis,
Here.
Kate Davis. Here.
Pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recognition of guests, we have Michelle Hagenbaugh, Joyce Maxheimer, and Donnie Neal with us tonight. Thanks for coming, guys. Is there anything specific you guys are here to speak about, or? Okay,
Well, I wanna talk on the ordinance.
proposed ordinance change? Okay, I'll give you the opportunity there on the agenda items.
Okay.
Moving on to the approval of the consent agenda, which includes the claims and accounts and minutes. Yeah.
AEP Energy, $890.20. B Consulting, $630. Casey's General Store, $1,779.99. Central Illinois Ag, $3,533.59. Sharon's Auto Repair, $837.71. Erickson Davis, $1,150. PDC Laboratories Incorporated, $1,231.94. RMA, $62,022.04. Southwestern Illinois College, $1,190. Tyler Technologies, $2,971.13.
Any questions on the claims and accounts? That big one from RMA, the $62,022, that's for the city's annual liability insurance. It went down, I believe.
That's not, you guys gonna ask him what happened to the skidster?
Yeah, Matt was not able to make it. I'm not aware. Any other questions on the claims, accounts, minutes? I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
No motion.
Motion Smock,
I'll second.
second Hagenbaugh. Roll call, please.
Tim Emmer,
Yes.
Randy Higginbotham,
Yes.
Darren Phillips,
Yep.
Dan Smock,
Yes.
Brad Davis,
Yes.
Kate Davis.
Yes.
Motion passes. Public comments on the agenda items, nine?
I agree with the recycling, but what I don't really agree with is the garbage people telling us that it's all in one. You know, it's, everybody in the town is in it, or nobody, you know. And another thing, I have garbage service, not at my house, but my farm. And I think the council should put something in there, if you have service at one of your residents, wouldn't have to double pay.
Where's your farm at?
The Hilltop Farm, it's, you go towards Lincoln,
Yeah,
and after Salt Creek, you take the third road to the right, and it's
Okay.
down there about 3/4 of a mile.
okay. Well, with that being outside the city limits, we would have no jurisdiction over that account.
No, but I take my trash to the farm, and they
Oh.
pick it up there.
Okay,
So you don't have,
Until I sell it, then that's what I'm gonna do. If
so you don't have garbage service at home?
I don't have garbage service in town. but I have it at the farm.
Is there an option to opt out with the way we're doing it right now?
So if we were, I'm pretty sure, Donnie, that no one is going to allow the recycling to happen with the deal that we've talked with these three people about unless it's an exclusive franchise deal. Everybody would have to go to one company if we choose to do the recycling and make that an option. There is gonna be no company that offers recycling at a competitive market. You know, it's gonna be all or none, otherwise it's not gonna be worth their time or their money.
I
At least
just
that's
think
what I've gathered.
by that, we're losing our freedom of choice.
I agree with you 100%.
Thank you.
Any other public comments on agenda items?
I would just have the one pushback to that being that all three of them that presented would end up being cheaper for those of us that do have trash service, and you would get recycling thrown in. So not a single one of them that presented a price that was over what we currently have because of the city's ability to bargain for an entire bargaining unit. It drives the prices down for the 98% of town that do have garbage service already.
Yes.
And then you have the added benefit of residents being able to recycle in addition.
Any other public comments on the agenda items? Officer reports, Chief West.
I just got a couple things. Brady's doing well, keeping 121 in check. He's been out there quite often. And today I got a call about 3 o'clock over at the Dollar General. There was a suspicious package that they were concerned about. So I got hold of the ISP dispatch. They were able to get their bomb squad come down and scan the package, and it was nothing. So I'm sure you'll probably hear things that it was closed down for about an hour and a half, the store. So, but it was just a regular package. It just had a little noise in it that sounded like it was suspicious. So everything's good, and they're back and open, and other than that, that's all I have. Unless somebody else has something for me.
Questions for Chief West? Thank you. Public Works, Matt was unable to make it here tonight. I asked him if there was any major thing to report, any other than the day-to-day operations, and the one thing that he said was before the project on the high school gets started, the sidewalk and curb replacement, he said there was a minor change that had to be done engineering-wise. It added about $2,500, about $2,500 to the project. They came in under budget, almost $8,000 than what we appropriated it for in the first place, so he went ahead and gave that approval. So we're still under what we appropriated it for. I'm just gonna give an update on that. There'll be new papers to sign, and they should be starting soon.
It has been started.
They haven't driven by it for several days.
It's on pause currently because they accidentally tore up the phone line connected to the school. So they gotta wait for Frontier to come out and replace that. It was not the city's fault. They did call Julie. Julie did not mark it.
I was gonna say that they haven't located.
Apparently, even though it was brand new, did not show up on any of Julie's maps. So,
Lovely. So the school was without phones today?
no, the school actually, we don't use the phone line for the phones. We only use it for the fax and the fire reporting system. So we're maybe a little bit without, the fire alarms will go off. They just won't report to the fire department.
Gotcha.
They
Right.
started last week, didn't they?
Yes, and they got, so the part on Cook Street now is done, and the corner and curb is done. It's the retaining wall replacement and that sidewalk, and then trying to grade it down so that it runs into the new sidewalk at a level that a wheelchair would just go flying down at
Right.
lightning speed. But a lot of earthwork has been done, so.
Good.
Did Matt say specifically what was wrong if they had to do the increase?
He did not.
Okay, I didn't know if it was in the concrete or.
Nope, it just said a minor change that added approximately $2,500 to the project.
Was it?
We're not paying for that.
I didn't catch that.
No, that was not us that broke it. And he also said, working out the operational transition as far as sampling and reporting to the IEPA and some information to Illinois American Water, who will be the new the new person who is the new operator of the Pulaski facilities. So he's continued ironing out that. The closing date has been moved 1 day to December 17th. That's Friday. Has everybody gotten did you get the information that might have been sent out in the mail about the meet and greet down at the Legion? That is, I don't know why, what day is it? I'm gonna say it's December. It's early December. If you haven't gotten the postcards yet, they will be mailing it to every customer. So feel free to go down there with any questions or concerns or direct them to us.
I did, okay.
And on streets and alleys, it looks like they started picking up leaves. I don't know if there's anything else that they're going on other than that. Matt did not say, usually when he's not here, he gives me anything major to report other than the day-to-day stuff, so.
Whatever they did to it is working really well.
We did a bunch of work to it last year. I don't know how much they had to do to it this year. Okay, anything else for Public Works? Treasurer's Report deposits for the last 2 weeks total $27,536. Of that mainly was the sales tax, our 1% share of $10,122, and the business district tax, which was $72.72. Questions there? I don't believe there's any old business. Speak of us, it's kind of under new business. Stuff we've been speaking about, but it needs to be under new business with the garbage and stuff. Any old business that anyone would like to discuss before we move? Okay, for the proposed ordinance change, again, we're speaking about the garbage and recycling. I looked at several municipalities' web pages that tried to come up with what they did. It's all pertained to what company they pick if they decide to do it. So I was talking to Jordan about that when he was on his way over here tonight, and he said he's done several for waste management, done RFPs for waste management. Usually waste management has their own basically draft that they give you for it. So in my opinion, I think if we were ready to move forward with this, we got to understand the implications that it'll be a franchise fee. It'll be a sole person that has all rights to garbage and recycling in town. Every resident will be required to have it, which is something else that will change. And anything after that, we can kind of decide that on our own as the RFP comes out. Really, the only really request that we can make is, Jordan said, we have to figure out whether we want it to be curbside or alley. I mean, that's something that we can put in there that has to be in the RFP. I think it should stay in the alley. Just my personal opinion. That's obviously up for discussion. And if we're ready to move forward with the RFP, Jordan can begin to prepare that. I'm sure the 3 people that spoke with us will put in a bid, and then after that we would move forward with the ordinance change and the signing of the contracts. What's everybody's thoughts? I know we've been speaking about this for a while now, actually a long while. We ready to do it? We ready to have one, make everybody have it? Be environmental stewards? I mean, there's a lot of different factors involved, so that's why we're here to discuss it.
You can do the RFP, you can receive bids from any qualified bidder. We would have to choose the lowest responsive bidder. And again, there's some kind of analysis going into, is the bid responsive, but assuming it is, you can either accept the lowest or vote to reject all of them. So once you submit the request for proposal, you're not obligated to go with anyone. Again, this is the same kind of analysis that those of you were here for the water and sewer sale. It's the exact same thing. You submit a bid, figure out, is that, really it's a policy decision and then it's a business decision. Do we want unified garbage system? pickup, for solid waste for residences, yes or no? If so, do we wanna, pick the lowest responsive bidder? You're not obligated to pick anybody, you could vote and choose to reject all and start the process over again. But like Matt was saying, usually you write the ordinance in conjunction with signing the contract with the new solid waste service, because again, they're gonna have part of their requirements for what our ordinance needs to be. So you don't write the ordinance first, you figure out who you're gonna be dealing with, then tailor your ordinance to that contract. And what makes this kind of different than the water and sewer sale, water and sewer were bound, because we're selling all of the assets indefinitely, right? We can't go back on that decision as easily. A solid waste pickup is probably 3, or you might even get a better rate if you go 5 years. And then if it doesn't work out, you can revert back to how things were before. So it's not a permanent, it's not a perpetual contract.
So we need a new ordinance every time we do this?
No, you would, unless the provider would change.
Change providers.
If you change your provider, you would just update the ordinance to say the new provider is whatever's garbage pickup du jour, so.
Darren, did you find out how many area customers we have?
Never got back to me.
I don't know, I just keep falling back to, I hate to force people into going with one company. But I like a lot of the benefits that it has too.
It's definitely